Good day, fellas. I hope you are ready for your daily dose of skill. And today we are going to speak about A-43. I know it is not the most popular tank, and I know the tank has quite some weaknesses, but I had a lot of fun playing with this vehicle. I truly did. And if you were together when we were live streaming this, you saw that yourself. Tank is made out of armor racks. I can tell you one that this straight away. There was a couple of games where we got armor racked with the first shot and turret just flew away, but other than that, it was actually very versatile and fun tank to play with. I had a great time, and I would say it is actually even good vehicle. It is not bad as a tier 6 shitter, and everything is completely fine with this tank. The highlight of the vehicle obviously is 57mm gun, 85 alpha damage, which is not looking that great, but gold penetration is just through the roof. 190 gold penetration is huge for a tier 6. It is. Plus on top of that, you are having great DPM and okay accuracy, so it is pretty damn sweet vehicle. And if you never played with this tank, I would highly recommend to do so. We needed 90 games in order to eliminate this vehicle from the garage. We did 1,600 average damage, 600 assisting damage, and in order to get mark of excellence we needed like 2,000 combined in order to do so, fellas. And please keep in mind, if you are very curious and you are searching for the source of information, how to get yourself overall information about the one or another tank, speaking about equipment, ace, values or mark of excellence values itself, keep this in mind. There is a skill for L2 index page where you can see the things quite easily. For example, if we are clicking on the VK7501, you can see that yourself. You can see equipment builds, you can see ace wanker expectation values across the globe, across the servers. You can see what are the values to get mark of excellence, so how much you need to play for to get first mark, second mark, third mark, 100% and everything. Fellas, I hope it is useful information for you, and if you never ever used it, especially if you are a newer player, I would highly recommend to use it, fellas. It is a great stuff. Anyways, when we have this out of the way, now I believe we need to go into the battle and we need to make this mother trucker work. And I want to highlight this. I will show the 3 best games which I had while marking this tank, so I hope you are going to enjoy it. Let's go. And the very first battle which we are going to have with A-43, fellas, is extremely good for us speaking matchmaking wise. It is just excellent, if I can say so. Plus, if it is not enough, we are getting the cliff from the winning side, in my humble opinion, right? What is the main reason why I think this is a winning side? Because you can take this position, so you can have a crossfire here. You can take the middle, so they cannot overpeak, and bushwankers will obviously be the living crap out of the enemies. Obviously, you can go on top of the hill, same like this side can do, and you can push like this and cause like triple crossfire. In other words, it is just way too good to be true in a way. Anyways, this is the best damage game which we had with A-43, and I'm actually excited to show this tank for you. I know there is not too many people which tested this vehicle out, but give it a go, fellas. It is like T-43 in the tier 5, speaking about the gun, but this tank is more agile, at least in my humble opinion, and this tank is made out of armor racks. Yeah, you will have quite some games when you will lose your turret just because why not. Anyways, look at this beauty. I decided to try to take the hill, and now we can actually punish people which is thinking about obviously going into the middle, right? And this is the very quality and easy start, in my opinion. Look at this. We don't need to think too much. We don't really need to take the hill instantly for obvious reasons, but what we can do, fellas, we can try to beat the living crap out of them. And if AP ammunition is not working, which can happen quite sometimes, you can tap the 2 key. 112 millimeters of penetration with the standards is not very good, but with the gold it is 189, which is, if you would ask me, it is absolutely nuts. And as you can see, fellas, we are shredding enemy tanks like hot knife through the butter. And you might think, skill, is it unlimited auto loader? And you know what is the funny thing, fellas? It is. It actually is unlimited auto loader. This is absolutely nuts. Look, AP shells, and now let's try to pre-aim. And one for the team, and he's dead. Good, fellas. Very, very good. We are sitting on 1,300 damage already, which is pretty damn good, and I am happy. But we are definitely not done yet. There is still a lot of things which we need to do, and how to do things better if not take upper ground. Since we are not risking our HP anymore, we are feeling pretty damn good to take it. Meanwhile, our team is kind of winning the game, but that's to be expected. The thing is, in my humble opinion, plus 2 matchmaking should be illegal, honestly. Looking into all the situation, I mean, what the flying F this tier 4 supposed to do? I mean, obviously he's out of position, I have better position, and even tier 6 or tier 7 tank would struggle against us. But still, it doesn't change the fact the tier 4 simply cannot do absolutely anything against the tier 6. Same goes tier 6 against the tier 8 and tier 8 against the tier 10. Unless you are playing the new Skoda T56, then you are okay, you can fight against the tier 10. So obviously, jokes aside, my friends, I am going for some blind shots. I am trying to figure out maybe I will be able to punish this beautiful mother trucker, and luckily it is the case. We can get one, we can get second, and I don't really care about his HP anymore, because he doesn't have a lot of them left, plus we have 2 guys which will take care of this guy. Now I am thinking I should try to snipe this guy with a gold ammunition. I could do that. Do I want to do that? And you know what, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I noticed that it's waste of time. I would rather farm the Matilda, which is in the back for obvious reasons, instead of trying to hunt that guy down, which is already AFK. I get it, fellas, he's a humongous threat for our team, right? But I simply felt like, it is truly not worth it. Anyways, we found the tier 4. We are saying hello for him. A bit of the auto aim, couple of bounces, not much what I can change about this. Get rid of the auto aim and let's try to deal with him manually. And here we go. That's what we have. 2,600 skill. That's all you got. That's all you got, and this is your best performance. Give me a moment, fellas. We are not done yet. There is still quite a bit to farm, and we are going to do that while wearing our farmer hat. Meanwhile, Churchill is getting slaughtered. Very, very unlucky for this soul, but what he can do, not much. Lux is charging in front like a crazy bull, but obviously he is not going to be able to do absolutely anything for us. We are just using auto aim because we can. The thing is, whenever you are playing with the tanks like this, which have extremely fast reload time, right, and the distance is very, very close, there is no reason why not to use it, right? Especially if your ass is not burning and you can afford this, right? Whee! Yeah, here you go, fellas. The best battle with this tank. We have quite a bit of blind damage. We have quite a bit, quite a good score right here. And it was, honestly, this game was like walking in the park. It was very, very simple. And this is what +2 matchmaking is giving for us whenever we are top tier. Oh well. Anyway, second battle. I can promise it is going to be harder, and the score is going to be very, very nice too. Let's go. And we are back with the second game. And in the second game, fellas, as you can see, situation is looking quite a bit different. By saying this, I mean we are fighting against the tier 8 vehicles, and this is not so enjoyable as it is. Well, not so enjoyable, maybe that sounds weird. It is way more challenging than to fight against the tier 4s, right? And whenever you are in the bottom tier, and obviously if you can afford it, I would highly recommend to get a bit more of the gold ammunition for yourself if you want to be competitive, right? Obviously, if you are against the gold ammunition, have a couple of rounds just for those very, very hard cases. Anyways, what do we have, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? We have the Tundra Map, which is overall not the greatest map in World of Tanks, if you would ask me. And once again, we are bottom tier shitter. But it doesn't really change anything because we can get some assisting damage and we can get some damage dealt, especially when there is so many cover 2s and E25s and everything. Good. Very, very good. This is a great start, and I know you might think, Skill, what the flying? You are saying this is a great start. Absolutely, yes, it is. Because enemies have a lot of forces which are trying to be quite aggressive, and we can simply play the game which is called peekaboo. We can beat the living crap out of them whenever they are peeking or whenever they are thinking about shooting us once or twice. And yes, I dig into the gold ammunition quite a bit from the start of the battle. I didn't really want to lose anything, at least while we are not raising up with gun marks. As you can see, we have the 3rd mark of excellence already, and I am still wondering why I did not went with a bit different loadout here, if you know what I mean. But still, everything is looking pretty damn great, even though we have only 26 APCRs left. It doesn't mean we need to use them, right? And what I noticed here, our team is kind of losing the hill. We definitely do not control the hill. We definitely do not control this, and we kind of have this. So those spins in the middle is me thinking how everything is looking like. It's looking like this. What to do, 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 what to do. And it is completely normal, fellas, because so I can tell you one thing: if you do not know what to do in the battle to get the most benefits for yourself and for your team, obviously, sometimes the best thing is to do absolutely nothing. And for now, I am just chilling. I am bottom tier shitter. I completely understand this. And here we go. We are picking up the Su, which is tier 8 tank destroyer. By the way, that tank can pretty much shred 70 to 80% of our hit points with one shot like this, with a snap, right? But now it is enough of camping in the back. We do not have that great of a score. We are sitting on 700 damage, and you might wonder, Skill, why the flying F we are seeing this battle in the first place? Well, this is where the stuff is going to be interesting, and where the decision is going to bring us the most use. So I decided to be involved into all this. I really want to outshit the E25 for obvious reasons. E25 is dead, and now this is going to be the best part of the game. If you are finding a one meatball which you can slaughter, you are going to finish like we did in this game. Now pay attention what I am doing. I don't really have too much assisting damage, so I honestly don't care. And as you can see, my aim is into the track, and whenever we are going to track this guy, I am feeling great, and I am saying you sweet beautiful mother trucker, and we are having a great time. By the way, funny fact, there is a chance we are not penetrating with a standard ammunition, because 110 millimeters, by the looks of it, it is not enough to go through the tracks and do damage. Quite weird stuff, but now we know. We are sitting on 1,600 damage already. We got a bit of the tracking damage, which is always nice and always welcome, and there is still a lot of things to do. For example, slaughter Artas, and obviously slaughter the tier 8, tier 7 tanks which is left. For Jeffs, obviously we are using the standard ammunition, because there is absolutely no reason to spam gold to them, right? They do not have armor, and we can deal with them pretty damn easily. And if I'm not mistaken, I got hit in the start of the battle from the S51, so what am I doing here? I know exactly where he is. He is sitting in Alpha 9, Bravo 9, somewhere there in that area, and plus on top of that, nowadays you can see a very, very, very bright tracer, so it is relatively easy to find the shots and everything. Anyways, well, not the shots, but it's relatively easy to know the position from where clickers are shooting you. Anyways, we are getting some private strip dance from the Mr. Jeff, and we are feeling great. Excellent. We have 2,200 damage visible. I can promise you that we hit so much more, especially into those cover 2s. And I know visibly it is not looking too impressive or something, and it isn't, right? But in the end of the day, this is the second best damage game which I got with this vehicle. And the more important reason why this video or why this battle went into this video, because it is +2 matchmaking, and I know a lot of people can struggle with the +2 matchmaking. I struggle with the +2 matchmaking. There is millions, there is a lot of situations when I simply can't do shit, and when I am and when the things are not looking that great. But in the same time, fellas, keep this in mind. If I am having those battles, I believe everyone is having those battles. And skill, how dare you to rate yourselves like this? The thing is, I have experience, right? And I can imagine if the person is having, let's say, twice less games than I do, he's going to struggle a bit more with all matchmaking going on, and with 15 to 5 simulator, and with +2 matchmaking overall. Anyways, this is what we have: 5 kills, 3000 damage. Like I said, we have some blinds, and you are going to see everything after we are done with the third battle. And third battle is going to be once again +2 matchmaking, and we are going to take a bit different approach. Let's teleport there, shall we? And we are back. Third battle, fellas. A-43, once again, +2 matchmaking. Hashtag never lucky. But keep this in mind. You don't really need to take head-to-head fight, especially when you are bottom tier, right? Obviously, in the previous game, you saw when we went quite aggressively in the end of the battle, when we saw the opportunity. But overall, you can do the things completely in a different way, and you can get a lot of benefits for yourself. So looking into this matchmaking, what do we have? We have a tier 8 matchmaking, and there is one light bottom tier AK type 64, although that tank is pretty damn powerful. But you see, whenever you are playing with a medium tank, you can play light tank role too, and this is what I truly adore and love about the medium tanks, especially if you do know the positions from where you can pretty much from where you can spot enemies. For example, this is a very typical bush. A lot of people know about this bush, and it is not a big surprise, right? But sitting in this position can give a lot of benefits for you, especially whenever you are bottom tier tank. And I am saying from experience, I have seen million of the times when people are saying FU matchmaking +2 each shit, I go and drown. I truly saw that shit ton of times, and I believe you did too. And maybe we have some people which was one of those guys which said, you know, FU matchmaking, I'm going to drown, or I'm going to click 3 times R and I will go to the other battle, or simply leave the game before the game ends. The thing is, it is not the right way to do the things. You can try to challenge yourself in a way whenever a situation like this is happening, right? And you can try to get as much use as you physically and possibly can. And obviously, this is so much slower pace overall. As you can see, you are sitting in the bush and you are waiting until enemies will make one or another mistake. But unfortunately, this is only one way how you can deal with the things in this kind of situation, right? You just need to be patient and wait until enemies will mess up. For example, Su-130 fired. I am hoping our bushwankers will hit him. Unfortunately, it is not the case, and once again, it is a bit frustrating, but it is completely fine. The thing is, our Super Chaff E25 and T25AT, if I'm not mistaken, they are trying to focus on the IS-2S, which is completely understandable, and we cannot blame him. Plus, on top of that, watch this, enemies are becoming a bit impatient, and that's very good, because they are trying to be the living crap out of our bushwankers, and I am having a great day. Plus, on top of that, we are having M44, which can actually destroy tanks which have no armor, for example, Ergashem Borshik, or the same Su-130 PM if he is hitting directly. And as you can see, this Progetto is overestimating his powers. He is, yeah, he is farming, he is trying to shoot our guys, and you know what? Meanwhile, while he is shooting our guys, we are just sitting in the bush and we are waiting until we will get the most use of all this. And once again, Arta is hitting him for 200. And this is completely fine, fellas. This is very good. Meanwhile, the Super Hellcat is getting spotted. Challenger is getting spotted. And once again, this is excellent. And I know you might be tempted to click that button, but sometimes it is so much better not to give your position for the enemies and simply get as much use as you can in very passive way, right? And it works just great. But now we need to move on because enemy Super Hellcat is trying to make a lot of trying to make quite a bit of pressure, and now we are going to get involved. We are getting a bit of assisting damage from the Challenger, which is always nice and always welcome, and Super Hellcat just got destroyed by our Ergashem, which had a big bada boom gun, right? Good, very good. We can return to the same position. Even though we have 100 damage, it doesn't really matter because we are actually playing an extremely important role of our team. But now, since enemies do not have that many forces here, we can actually try to be a bit more involved. And obviously, whenever you are playing hold down with the tanks like this, it can be quite annoying because if you would pay attention at the cupola of this tank, cupola is literally half of the turret size, and it is easy to hit that, so keep this in mind. But still, it doesn't change the fact you can try to do so, right? So what is the message which I want to say? Even though matchmaking sometimes is treating you like a pile of caca and you are getting that bottom matchmaking, and it is annoying to play bottom tier, it doesn't mean you need to give up. You can still try to get maximum use for yourself and obviously for your team. And if the things are not going that well and you are getting slaughtered in the end of the day, you know what, in the end of the day it wasn't your fault too much because +2 matchmaking is not that enjoyable and not that fun, right? So keep this in mind. If you are in the +2 matchmaking, aka you are top tier and you are fighting whatever against the 2 tiers lower tanks or opponents, however you would call them, yeah, if you are not performing well in this kind of situation, then hashtag never lucky. But once again, you are only 1 out of 14 team members, and if your team is misperforming, you can't solve the problem. Unfortunately, you cannot. By the way, funny thing, when I am thinking about this matchup and about this matchmaking and everything, I took so many of the gold ammunition and I am not using it whatsoever, fellas. I am not using the gold ammunition. It's not a bad thing, obviously, because we are going to get way better bill in the end of the day, or way smaller bill, you know, and that's always nice and always welcome. Can we eliminate the Su-130? PM, pretty please game. This is a miss. I remember this pretty damn well. And another miss. And killing shot. Beautiful. So now all we need to do, we need to try to beat the living crap out of the Challenger and out of E-25. And I remember very well this game, fellas. It was very interesting situation, especially when we rigged Brother in Arms, right? Because I do not want to die, fellas, whenever I am receiving Brother in Arms. It is great medal, I love it, I like it, and I have a great time while collecting those. You know, I am collector of Brother in Arms, fellas. Meanwhile, we notice a Challenger is sitting here, and we are obviously even saying that for our team, so our team is going to have a bit better time just in case. Now one or another shot into the E-25, which is always welcome, and now our team is approaching the base, and they are making quite a bit of pressure for the enemies. So from now on, enemy S is actually burning, and they need to figure out how to save this problem and how to save this situation, because 20 seconds on the timer. Obviously we get Brother in Arms, which is always nice and always welcome. Like I said, Brother in Arms is what I like, and Challenger is saying, oh you little shit, come here, I will beat the living crap out of you. E-25 1, E-25 2, I am down to 1 shotable, and I have Brother in Arms rigged. And if you do not know, fellas, what Brother in Arms, how you are getting Brother in Arms, you are in platoon with the other guy which has 3 kills. You need to have 3 kills, that guy needs to have 3 kills, and you need to survive this. So pretty much what is happening here, I am down to 1 shotable, and you know what, I am feeling like, yeah, it is really not worth to go and risk this medal. Fellas, what can I say? I am Brother in Arms addict, okay? And I did not even risk it to go for it, even though probably I could eliminate him from the game. Anyways, let's teleport into the postponed stats and let's see what we crafted with this vehicle, shall we? And we are back, fellas, with a score. So what do we have? We have a solid performance on the cliff. When we were pretty damn lucky with matchmaking, -2 matchmaking for enemies, hashtag never lucky, right? So we crafted 3.6 thousand damage, 1.6 base experience, which was very, very nice, and we lost 3,000 credits, which is completely fine considering I fired a couple of the APCR shells into that Churchill from the long range distance. That was on me. Still, nevertheless, great game. I'm happy with this. Moving on, next we had a battle in the Tundra against the tier 8s, Ace Wanker, Nichols Medal, High Caliber, and we have 1.5 base experience, plus we are pretty much top on damage in the tier 8 matchmaking. When we are thinking about this, this is pretty damn good, and we lost 21,000 credits, because once again it is quite expensive tank to play with, but oh well. And last but not least, we have the Kharkov battle, when where we took the light tank role, and we got quite a bit of assisting damage. So we got 3,000 assisting damage, we got 1,000 damage dealt, we got obviously Scout Medal, Brother in Arms, and we are top by experience and definitely not top by the damage, but that's completely fine. And in this game we broke even, and we actually made 36,000 credits, which is always nice and always welcome. So fellas, for now, for this beautiful vehicle, I can say very, very simple thing: farewell, my friend. It was actually a pleasure to play with this tank. I do not think we played bad. I think we did pretty damn good stuff, and I believe we can sell this tank. And I don't really think you are going to see this vehicle anytime soon in our YouTube channel, but my end game goal is to feature every single tank in the game, and hopefully for those who like slower tiers, I hope it is educational, I hope it is interesting, and maybe you are learning one or new tricks for yourself. So thank you very much for watching, have a lovely day, and see you very, very soon. Skill is out. Peace.